1.
Live from Waterford and Dungarvan, this is Waterford at 1 News.
Good afternoon, I'm Eimear McKeown. Today's top stories. Gardaí in Waterford have seized a large quantity of drugs during a COVID-19 checkpoint. Demand for testing for COVID-19 has reduced significantly in Waterford. Restrictions on movement will not be lifted on Easter Sunday. And in sport, over €9 million in gate receipts is on the line for the Munster Council due to the coronavirus pandemic. Gardaí in Waterford seized a large quantity of drugs during a COVID-19 checkpoint. Just after 11:30 last night, Gardaí stopped a car at the Granny Junction roundabout. Gardaí became suspicious of the driver's behaviour and the vehicle was searched and suspected cocaine to the value of over €52,000 was discovered. The 22-year-old male driver was detained and his vehicle taken to Waterford Garda Station for a further search. He is currently being detained under Section 25 of the Misuse of Drugs Act. 2 people were caught drink driving in Waterford in recent days. Gardaí are reminding people that they are out in force across the city and county. Waterford Roads Policing Sergeant is James Toomey.
There's obviously a decrease in traffic on the road, but we are still out there doing our job. A few small statistics for the weekend. Unfortunately, 2 drink drivers. You would think with all public houses and movement curtailed, so to speak, that we wouldn't be coming across drink drivers, but in Waterford, what I call Waterford District, would be the city area, which would include Passage and Ferrybank on the other side of the river. 2 drink drivers. We also have 4 detections for Section 41 of the Road Traffic Act. That's people driving without insurance.
He says the law doesn't stop for COVID-19.
Even though the traffic levels have definitely decreased on the road, the presence with regards to Garda Síochána in the Waterford area is being kept up. I have to take my hat off to our what we call regular units, our people on the ground doing sterling work while they're out trying to get people to adhere to social responsibility. They are not leaving the basic duties of a police officer go by. So if people are driving and they have no insurance, or if they have something that's seriously defective with their vehicles, Garda Síochána will implement the law. The law doesn't stop for COVID. It still applies to everyone.
Demand for testing for COVID-19 has reduced significantly in Waterford after the revised GP referral criteria. As of midnight on Saturday, there were 49 confirmed cases in Waterford, an increase of 3 since Friday. The main community testing site for Waterford is based at Kilcone. Another is in Fraherfield in Dungarvan, which supports referrals for testing for the west of the county. And the centre is at Carriganore. It acts as an overflow to the main testing centre in Waterford City. The HSC says that referral trends are reviewed daily. Over the past fortnight, 759 people have been tested in Waterford City and county. Restrictions on movement will not be lifted on Easter Sunday. While the National Public Health Emergency Team have yet to make a formal recommendation to extend the measures, the Health Minister says it's highly unlikely they will be relaxed. Casey O'Riordan reports.
I think any kind of sudden departure from the existing restrictions is highly unlikely.
The Health Minister pre-warning the public that restrictions which were initially put in place until Easter Sunday are going to be extended. Simon Harris says the measures are working and need to stay.
We're actually saving lives, and I know the Irish people want to save even more lives.
NEFIT is meeting today where they'll discuss whether childcare for frontline workers can be safely facilitated.
This isn't an issue of resources, but we just need to be absolutely sure that there isn't an unintended consequence. We did shook pressures for a reason.
The team will meet at least once more this week and will make a formal recommendation to government on Friday regarding the restrictions on movement. Casey O'Riordan at Government Buildings.
A Waterford TD says workers have no place to turn to raise their concerns that they are being put in danger by non-essential businesses still operating. Sinn Féin's David Cullinan says there are a number operating under the guise of being essential services and others where there is an issue with the lack of observation of public health guidelines. He wants the HSC or the Health and Safety Authority to immediately set up a body to oversee complaints.
I still have complaints from some factories and some call centres. I don't want to name them because I've already expressed my concerns to the Health and Safety Authority. Some of those have been acted upon because the companies themselves have acted. I've been in contact with a number of companies where I get complaints. Some of it is just measures that need to be improved. Others, it's a bit more difficult.
The Green Party has denied it's sitting on the fence when it comes to government formation talks. Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil are finalising the details of a coalition between the two and now looking for a third party to join them. Our political correspondent Sean Defoe reports.
A deal between Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil is almost done on forming a government. The two parties are expected to agree a framework document in the next couple of days on how exactly it would work, but that still gives them just 72 seats, 8 short of a Dáil majority. They plan to present the framework document to the Greens, Social Democrats and the Labour Party, hoping to win one of them on board, but even that's an uphill battle at the moment. Social Democrats co-leader Roisin Shortall promising to read the document, but no more.
There are very significant differences in policies and approach between the Social Democrats and Fine Gael, principally, and to a lesser extent between ourselves and Fianna Fáil. So there's no point in glossing over that.
Green Party TD Nasa Horrigan saying the party's still in favour of a national unity government to get through the coronavirus crisis.
We've spent over 8 billion, or committed to spending over 8 billion in the last 2 to 3 weeks. And so it'll be almost impossible to form serious programme for government documents.
While the new Labour leader Alan Kelly has left the door open on a confidence and supply arrangement from opposition, but is equally against coalition. It's expected to be some weeks still before the new government is formed.
An update is expected shortly on Boris Johnson's condition after he was admitted to intensive care yesterday evening. The British Prime Minister has received oxygen but is not on a ventilator, according to his cabinet ministers. Mr Johnson nominated Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab to take charge until he is fit to return. Waterford-born Irish ambassador to the US, Dan Mulhall, says that Boris Johnson is in his thoughts. He tweeted that he has known the British Prime Minister since the early 1990s in Brussels and looks forward to seeing him back fit and well again soon. Patients are being moved into the new Waterford Residential Care Centre. The 100-bed unit replaces St Patrick's Hospital and St Aidan's ward in St Otteran's. All long-stay residents have been moved from St Patrick's to the new accommodation. The rehab ward continues to function in St Patrick's itself. WLR's Sinead Ahern reports.
The Waterford Residential Care Centre is made up of 80 single rooms arranged into 3 households and an additional 20 rooms for mental health services. Up to now, patients in St Patrick's were in 4 or 6 bedrooms. Construction of the long-awaited facility began in October 2017 and cost an estimated €25 million. As well as the 100 bedrooms, the new building also includes a patient roof terrace, a productions kitchen and related community spaces. The equipping and fit-out stage began early this year, and yesterday the first patients began moving over. Staff from St Patrick's and St Aidan's are transferring to the new centre, while the old hospital building at St Patrick's will be retained for rehabilitation services, non-residential healthcare, administrative, training and storage uses.
WLR Sport, Ireland's local station of the year.
Over €9 million in gate receipts is on the line for the Munster Council and its 6 counties, including Waterford, due to the coronavirus pandemic. More than €5 million was taken in by the Provincial Council in championship gate receipts last year. The Irish Examiner reports that with the chances of the current Senior Hurling Championship format taking place this summer looking slimmer by the day, the Munster Council are bracing themselves for the impact, with considerably fewer grants set to be distributed next year. Returning to a knockout system in the hurling championship would see the number of games in the competition drop from 11 to 4. Next to soccer, former Ireland winger Kevin Kilbane believes some of the best young Irish footballing talent will get their chance under the new manager. Stephen Kenny took over the senior international team at the weekend. Kilbane says he has spoken to Kenny's assistant Keith Andrews about Millwall midfielder Jason Malumbi.
When I've spoken to Keith Andrews over the last year or two, Keith has mentioned him specifically, talking about how he really likes him as in the midfield role that he's played.
Stay
in
home.
The 21s, or whether he's played, whether he's been playing at club level as well. I think he's got enough experience under his belt now. But he does look the obvious one. But it won't be just him. There'll be Adam Ida, of course. We'll be looking at Troy Powell. We'll be looking at Aaron Conley to get more game time now as well.
The president of UEFA has said he can see no way Liverpool could finish the season without being crowned Premier League champions. Jurgen Klopp's side are currently 25 points clear of second place Manchester City with 8 games remaining. Alexander Shefferin believes the Reds will win the title if the remaining games do go ahead. He told Slovenian newspaper Ekipa if the games aren't played, it would be necessary to announce the results and to find some way to determine the Premier League champions. Finally, to golf, the 149th Open has been cancelled for 2020 and will now be played at Royal St George's in July next year. The championship is the first men's golf major of the year to be cancelled outright because of the coronavirus pandemic. WLR asking you to stay at home. Our next bulletin is at 2.